Well, hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back and today I have an interesting video for you. Today I want to talk about the Olight model M1T Raider PLUS. This is a compact EDC tactical light. I want to show you the packaging here. It's got a 5-year warranty. And let's go over here. This is ideal for camping, hiking, and home use. So there's a look at the bottom of the package, and here are some of the specs. The M1T Raider PLUS is the enhanced tactical version of the Olight M1T Raider, compatible with 2 CR123 batteries, reaching a greater output of 800 lumens while having a 15 lumen low mode. Aside from a firm grip, comfortable tail switch, and the simplistic operation adopted from the M1T Raider, the M1T Raider PLUS is an even more feature-rich and versatile light, given the added strobe mode and compatibility with optional weapon accessories such as a weapon mount and dedicated remote pressure switch. Now, some of the features of this flashlight are the unique body. It has a dense double helix body pattern, combines functionality and style, premium beam quality, TIR optic lens, produces a soft and balanced beam, which is great for any close range illumination at night, and comfortable tail switch. It features an auxiliary spring under the switch, making operation smooth and crisp. The simple user interface, control mode changing, momentary on, constant on or off, and strobe mode, all through a single click. Now here are the specifications of the light. On mode 1 you have 800 lumens, and that's for 5 minutes. And then to prevent overheating of the flashlight, it will scale itself down to 400 lumens for an additional 120 minutes. So that's 2 hours. And the throw on mode 1 is 122 meters. Then you have mode 2, which is 15 lumens, 65 hours of run time, which is over 2 days, and then 16 meters of throw. This flashlight is IPX8 rated, so it's waterproof. You can go underwater with it. The impact resistance on this flashlight is 1.5 meters. The candela rating is 3720, and the length of the flashlight 121.5 millimeters or 4.78 inches. Bezel diameter 21 millimeters or 0.83 inches, and the weight, including the battery, is 86 grams or 3.03 ounces. Now the package includes the flashlight with battery lanyard and a user's manual. I'm very excited about this flashlight. The original M1T was one of my favorite flashlights that Olight put out. It's very simple and easy to use. So the first thing you see is the little readme tab. Before first use, unscrew the tail cap and remove the insulating film. They put that insulating film in all their flashlights because they don't want the flashlight to come on during shipping. So we pull this out. There's nothing left in the box. And then we see this right here. It looks like a user's manual and a lanyard. And there is the first look at the model M1T Raider PLUS. Now if you look at that and you compare it to the original M1T, it has pretty much the same diameter, just a little bit longer. So right here at this line, right here, this is where the original M1T would have ended, basically, and so you've got like another inch of flashlight. Has the same TIR optical lens, it's got the same belt clip, and it looks like the same pressure switch, which the original M1T was one of my favorite flashlights that Olight put out. So I'm very excited about this new offering. I think it's going to be a great flashlight from Olight. So let's take a look at the packaging here. In the back here you can see that you open this package. I love the way Olight packages all this stuff. It's very, very well thought out. So here is the very nice lanyard. Okay, so for those of you that like lanyards, and the thing that I really like about that is Olight generally includes this little piece here, which makes threading that hole very easy. You just stick that through, pull it right through, and then you run it through just like this. And of course I'm not going to do it all the way, but because I don't use lanyards, but I thought that was a nice touch that Olight includes with the flashlight. So now if we want to look at the user's manual, take a brief look at that. It's very thin, so there's probably not a lot of information here. It just basically talks about the specs, battery installation, runs on 2 CR123s, talks about the insulating film, and then right here it talks a little bit about how to turn the flashlight on and things like that. When the flashlight's turned on, it will default to high mode, soft press, without fully clicking for momentary on, and then full press for constant on. And then if you double click, or excuse me, double half press, the switch will activate the low mode, and triple will get you a strobe. So like if we look at the original, if you just click it on, it goes to 500 lumens. And then if you kind of give it like a half press, then you can lock in that low mode. But on the new one, they give you the option to triple, and it'll give you a strobe. So let's take a look at that. And of course, this thing is IPX8. There is the insulating film that we're used to seeing. And it comes with 2 batteries here. These are Olight, lithium ion. These are non-rechargeables. So these are just batteries that we'll get rid of when we're finished. Now the batteries insert with the positive side going down into the flashlight. And then right here we screw this tail cap on. You can see the O-ring right there. That creates the waterproofness of the flashlight. Has the same feel of the original. So let's give it a shot here. Let's try the first setting. That's 800 lumens. That's pretty bright. Let's go to 15 lumens. Okay, now the old one had 5 lumens on the low setting. Okay, so the old one had 5 lumens and the new one had 15 lumens. So I thought that was quite a nice change. So to operate the flashlight, we have 3 things that we can do. We can click it on and it'll turn on to 800 lumens or high. Okay, or we can half press twice and it'll get us to low. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Now when we get to low, we can click that on, and we have a 15 lumen rating, which is pretty bright. That's going to run for over 2 days. Now if we do 3 half presses, we'll get to the strobe function, and then we can lock that in too by clicking. So that is a really cool feature that this flashlight offers. Push and click, it'll go to high. If we do like a half and then come right back, it'll go to low, and then we can lock that in by clicking. And then if we do 3 half presses, we get to the strobe, and then we can just click that and put that in. This the way it's built is just beautiful. This is a beautiful flashlight. I really like it. The old one has the same kind of idea. You can do full click and you get your full brightness, 500 lumens, or you could do half click and get the low setting. Now on the low one there is no strobe, even though you try. There's no strobe. The new flashlight is going to have a strobe. That's something that I always like in a flashlight, because if you get in a self-defense situation, that strobe is really nice. I like the length of this thing. This thing really fits the hand good. I really like the way that fits. The old one I really liked too. I really did. But this one sticking out just a little bit further, be almost used as a self-defense item now, because it's got that little bit of aggressiveness around the lens here. So you could use it almost as a Kubotan or something if you needed to in a self-defense application. Again, we got a nice belt clip, so we can go either way. So we can carry it in our pocket, or we can slide it on our hat and use it like a headlamp. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty confident that there's a lot of people out there that are wondering about the compatibility of this flashlight. And what I mean by that is they see that this flashlight will run on two CR123s, which is pretty much the same size as a single 18650 battery. So the question comes to mind, can you run a single 18650 battery in this flashlight in lieu of the two single CR123s? The answer to that question, unfortunately, is no. You cannot run a 18650 in this flashlight. The inner diameter is just a little bit too small. This 18650 just simply won't fit into the body of the flashlight. So this flashlight is built for dual CR123 batteries, and that's the only way it's going to work. I thought that it would have been pretty cool, however, if Olight would have manufactured this and thinned out the inside of that, where you could accept a single 18650. I think that would boost sales. I think it would have made this thing much more multifunctional. Olight has always been very good at listening to the recommendations of its reviewers and its customers. I would hope that Olight would consider my recommendation of offering the M1T Plus to perform on a single 18650 battery. Now, for some reason they haven't done that. I don't know why. Maybe if they were to cut the inner portion out to allow the diameter to fit an 18650, it'd be too thin or something. I don't know why. But there's a lot of people that want something simple. They want something that has a couple of modes, very easy to operate. They don't want a lot of functionality. Something like this has a lot of functionality. It has a lot of things, but it's also a lot of things for some people to remember. And some people just don't want something this complicated. And to me, a light like this isn't complicated. I understand how it works. I know how it works. It's very simple to me. But for some people, they just want something like this that you can click on, you get a high mode. You do a half press and click again, you get a low mode. You do three little ones and you get a strobe and click that on. They want something simple. So I would hope that Olight would take my recommendation as a reviewer to release a flashlight like this that has that simplicity in an 18650. I think that'd be a huge hit, and I think there'd be a big market for it. People are always asking, are these things waterproof? Yes, they are. Let me show you the IPX8 rating. It goes completely underwater. That thing is waterproof, and even taking it out of the water, it still functions just fine. There's high, there's low, and there's strobe. So everything works just fine, underwater or not. These things are also impact resistant. They're IPX8 waterproof, and they're excellent flashlights. I really like the way that they put this together. Again, it functions just fine. There's high, there's low, there's strobe. Very simple. When you compare the Olight M1T Raider versus the M1T Raider Plus, the only differences that are really important to note are that the M1T, the original, has two modes. It's got high of 500 lumens and then low of 5 lumens. And then the M1T Plus has three modes. It's got high of 800 lumens, low of 15 lumens, and then it has an added strobe. So three functions. I really like this new M1T Plus. I think it's going to be a great flashlight. The original M1T runs for around $40 price point, and the M1T Raider Plus runs for around the $55 price point. So I want to say thank you for stopping by. I want to say thank you for Olight for sending this out for me to review. I hope you guys got some good useful information out of this video. Please feel free to leave your comments down below, like this video, share this video, and as always, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.